Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to find out your highest self's value. Okay, and so everyone has different values in their work, dependent on how much experience they've got, how much of their time they're actually working in that position, how many customers they see, how much they've been working on themselves and grown so that they're providing more value, how old they are with respect to how much time they've put into it. So there's all ranges of different people doing similar kind of things or different things, and everyone's got a different value. Okay, and so just as you would pay, say, a beginner, if someone was working for you in a shop and you got somebody from out of school in there and you paid them, you maybe pay them a low rate, and then if you found out that they could actually provide much more service to you, and so that they were really good at like balancing up the till at the end of the day and things like that, you'd pay them more. Or maybe you'd want to employ somebody who had a lot of experience and can do a lot of things in the shop and actually improve your business, and then you'd pay them a lot more. And so there's ranges of different people's values, and your higher self knows your worth, your current worth. Okay, and even though that changes, right now your higher self always knows what your true value is at the moment. And so let's say your true value is at this point, okay, at this level. And so it's really important to know what that level is first of all. But if you are pricing yourself, say you've got your own business, or you're in charge of how much you charge for things, for your services or whatever you're offering, or even if you go for a job. Okay, so if you were to go for a job at this level underneath, or to price your services at this level below, so you're undervaluing yourself and what your higher self knows, your true value, then you're not going to get access to the people that are looking for the level of your work. Okay, so if you're applying for a job at that level and you're really worth that, it's very unlikely that you're going to get the job at that level, because they're going to see that you're worth more, and they don't really want to pay somebody less than they're worth. They're asking for someone at this level, and that's what they want. They don't want someone at this level who doesn't think they're worth at that level. Okay, same with services. The customers that are looking for your kind of value, for your kind of work, are up at that level. They're wanting to get some services at that level, and so they're looking for somebody with that value. If they find somebody who's down here, they'll think, no, they're not charging enough. I'm really wanting more help than that. I want someone that really knows what they're doing, that are going to charge up here. Similarly, if you pitch yourself at this level, overvaluing yourself compared to what your higher self knows you're worth at the moment, then you're not going to get access to these people, okay, that are at your level. And so if you're going for a job that's too high above your level, again, you're not going to be considered, because they're going to see that you're not actually worth it, you don't provide that value, and so you won't get the job. If you're pitching your services at that level, again, the people that are looking for you and what you offer at that level, and even if you do manage to get some customers at that level, they won't come back to you because they haven't quite got the value that they expected from somebody, from paying that amount for your services. And so now the important thing, how do we find out what our real level is? Okay, because we often don't value ourselves at the right level. And so I've got an exercise for you to do to find out how your higher self values you. Okay, and so what I want you to do, you can either do this yourself, by yourself in front of a mirror, and ask yourself these questions and then answer the questions, or you can do it with a loved one or a friend and get them to ask you these questions. Okay, and so what I want you to do is, the first question you ask is dependent on whether you're, like if it's your services or you're going for a job, then you would set these questions at per hour, or for whatever service you're providing. If that's measured in another kind of a package sort of thing, you might want to ask yourself those questions. But let's base it on an hour, because that kind of covers most people. Okay, and so either in front of a mirror or get someone else to say this to you. Are you worth $5 an hour, or whatever currency you're in? $5 an hour. Now, most people would say, no, I'm worth much more than that, and that would be an instant answer, okay? And then get them to ask, are you worth $10 an hour? Again, you're most likely to say, no way, I'm not worth $10 an hour, I'm worth much more than that. Keep on going up, keep on going up, keep on going up, until you get to a point where ask a question and you start to slow down a little bit on your answer. Have to think about it a little bit more. Now at that point, write that number down. That point is the amount that you're undervaluing yourself at, okay? So write that down, because that's interesting to know how much your ego wants to undervalue yourself at. Then stop at that point and go way above what you're worth. Get them to start at way above what you're worth. So maybe $500 an hour. Are you worth $500 an hour? I'd say, no way, I'm not worth that much, not yet anyway. And get them to go down in small steps again. Again, you'll get to a point where you start taking your time over the answer. There's a bit of a pause there and you've got to think about it. Now, write that down, write the number down there, because that's where your ego would overvalue yourself, okay? And so now to find that point between the two that your higher self knows you're worth. And so start at the lower figure and again carry on going up. So your ego level, start at that figure and ask yourself those questions again. Again, raise it by 5 or 10, whatever value you want to, raise it up. And there'll be some point where, if you really pay attention to how you're feeling when you're answering these questions, there'll be a point where it kind of feels right, where you'll get an inner feeling of peace, like it will make you feel good. This is a feeling, it's not so much your mind was doing it before and your mind was answering, but this time you'll always be slow to answer because it's within those ego ranges. But there will be some point where kind of in your heart you'll know that it's true, okay? There'll be a change in your inner feeling with this. There'll be some kind of a peace feeling. Now that's your higher self level. And so once you've found this level, again, write it down. And then for your actual services or in the job that you're in at the moment, have a look where you are on that scale. Are you undervaluing yourself? Are you at that level? Are you being paid that level, or are you asking for your services to be paid at that level, or are you overvaluing yourself? Are your services targeted at that higher level, which your higher self knows you're not really worth yet? Or are you directly on your higher self value level? And once you know that, whether you're undervaluing yourself or overvaluing yourself, it's good to ask yourself why. So we do everything for a reason. We do everything because it will make us feel better. And so if you're undervaluing yourself, it's because you've got this lack of self-worth that's making you want to ask for less than you're actually worth, which is in effect saying that they are worth more than you if you're giving them extra than the balance of energy that they're giving you back. Also, if you're pitching yourself higher than your higher self knows that you're worth, again, it's like a self-worth issue. It's like an overcompensation for not feeling that true value of yourself. And so ask yourself why you're not going for a job at that rate. Ask yourself why you're not pitching your business at that rate, okay? And it would be a really good idea to change your prices or change your job to that amount, or ask for a raise to get yourself at that amount. The very fact that your higher self has placed a value on that amount means that those opportunities are available for you at that rate. If you're providing services, it means that your customers, the people that need your help, are around that level. And so if you raise or lower to that level, that's where all your customers are going to be. Pitching at either side of that will not find you your true customers. And it's kind of believing in lack, especially if you stay down there. It's believing in lack. It's believing that, well, there won't be any customers there. All the customers are here, and that's not true. Customers are everywhere. Abundance is everywhere. The universe has every experience that we need, and there's people that need help or people that need somebody to work for them at all different levels. And so Once you start really truly valuing yourself at the point that your higher self knows you are, you'll have access to all of those opportunities. And so I hope that works for you. I give abundance block readings, and they're half price. They're on behealing.com on the sale page. And the reason that the only readings or services that I offer for half price, but I know how hard it is when you're working on your abundance issues to actually afford or to feel comfortable in affording the help that you require. And so I offer them for half price, and psychically I'll go into what your particular blocks are, and so what's blocking you from moving forward, from accepting your true value and all of that. Otherwise, you can get a full session with me. I do Skype sessions, hour-long sessions, where we'll go into whatever you need, and I'll use all of my skills to be able to help you in that. So thank you for listening to me, and have fun with the exercise. Bye.